Yeah, so as you come into your child's pose, find your breath flowing in and out, in and out. And take a moment to rock the weight of your hips side to side, just in the area of the hips. So just find that space in the lower portion of your body and rock the weight. Notice the sensations here. And if you can, allow your forehead to rock a little bit side to side as well. And then come to stillness. Walk your hands forward, lift your head, plug all 10 fingers into the floor, press down as if you want to drill 10 holes into the earth. And then elongate from the tail through the fingertips. Exhale, tucking your chin in to look down toward the earth. Press the upper back and shoulders toward the earth a little bit more, as if you're going to give your mat a big kiss. Your feet have been there though, so it's optional. And then lengthen more through the crown of the head, tuck back in so your forehead can land, and soften your arms. Take a deep breath in through the nose and expand the upper back. Exhaling, soften. Inhale, expand the mid back. Exhale, soften toward the earth. Inhale and expand the low back if possible. See if you can breathe down deep into the low back. Directing the breath there, and then exhale, soften. Inhale, walk your hands over to the right, lifting your head, bring it along. Big side stretch for the left side. Reach up. And then reach forward through the crown of your head. Tuck your chin in a little bit more. Stay here for one more breath. Root into your right hand and then wrap your left hand just to your low back. You can place your palm on your low back and just play with the front of that left shoulder. Lift it up a little bit more. You can tuck that hand over into the right hip crease if that feels okay. Lift your head and look up. Root into that right hand. Look up to the sky. Lengthen the front body and allow what's happening in that left shoulder without force. Just notice what's there. And just see if you can encourage it to open, 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 open. And then exhale, bring that left hand back to the floor. Stretch out that side, same side. And then on your inhalation, we'll walk the hands back to center, releasing the head back to the earth. Take a deep breath in and side up. Inhale and walk the hands over to the left. And reach way out through that right hand, rooting down first. Reach out through the left hand and root through all the fingertips. Reach through the crown of the head. And then inhaling, slide that right hand back to the low back. Begin to encourage the right shoulder open. So you can just simply turn your chest, root that left hand. And then maybe, tuck your right hand farther over into the left hip crease, maybe not. Open across the chest. Breathe. Lengthen the neck. And then exhale, release the right hand back to the earth. One more stretch on this side. Inhaling, walking hands back to center. Release your heart and your head toward the earth. Soften your hands. Bring your hands together in prayer right behind your head. So at the base of your skull, base of your spine, right at the base of the neck, sorry. And then root into the elbows. Walk your elbows forward maybe a little bit more and press the elbows down into the earth. And then see if you can use that pressing of the elbows to stretch from the elbows to the armpits, from the armpits to the hip creases. Roll the outer edges of your shoulders down toward the earth. Press a little bit more. Play with the depth of that for you. And then on your next exhalation, reach your hands way forward. Pull yourself up into table. That was a good long time in child's pose. Rock your weight a little bit side to side in table pose. Hands planting, knees right under shoulders, and then exhale. Where are we gonna go? Belly button toward spine, chin toward chest. Release the head, release the tail, root down. And then inhale, soften belly toward the earth, lift head and tail. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale, come into cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Once more, cat. And cow. Coming to neutral, think about this barrel shape of your lungs, and then begin to shift the right side ribs over to the right, and then come back to center. Shift them over to the left. See that C shape in the spine, and then to center. And then begin to come back into cow pose. Drop the belly and the solar plexus toward the earth, and then back up into cat pose. So now let's combine all of those from cat pose. Begin to shift your right side ribs over to the right, rolling this barrel shape of your lungs, all or your rib cage all the way around in a big circle, all the way over to the left, and back up to the sky, over to the right, down toward the earth, to the left, and up to the sky. A few more times, easy does it. Be with it. Get into this ease, get into this simplicity, and notice that it's actually kind of complex. There's a lot going on here. Moving slowly is a challenge for your brain and your body. Now we'll reverse the circle. So begin from wherever you are, going in the opposite direction. Notice how your arms want to kind of come into it too and lean a little side to side. See if you can keep it just in the rib cage. Couple more times in this direction. Making your spine happy. One more. Your spine's making all kinds of smile shapes. And for my glass half full people, maybe frowns. And then come to neutral. From here, let's step back to plank. And on your next exhalation, shift forward on the toes, lower halfway, pause, tuck your chin in towards your chest, and then lower the rest of the way. Uncurl the toes, slide your hands back just a little bit, push the floor forward, easy does it, just peel your chest up. Lift your head, so like a mini cobra, and then exhale, lower. With breath, tuck your chin in towards your chest, and then begin to rise one more time, mini cobra, and exhale. This time, play with the idea of lifting your hands off the floor, tuck the chin toward the chest, take a exhale and lift up. Maybe it's an even minier cobra. And exhale, lower down. From here, tuck the toes and see if you can lift right up into plank. If you want to do that just to your knees, that's perfectly lovely. Set up your plank pose and then shift back, push the floor forward, stretch out your calves. Big stretch for the calves. Now on an inhalation, lift your right foot, sail it up into the sky. Releasing the weight of your head, releasing the weight of that left heel. Whew. On an exhalation, stamp the right foot up between the hands. And pause in the lunge, reaching forward through the crown of the head, drawing the shoulders back. See if you can get into the lunge enough that you find some deep sensation. So find your edge in this lunge. That means going deeper than usual. We're not just hanging out in this simple pose. We're gonna drop our hips maybe a little lower. We're gonna pull the floor towards us with our hands maybe a little. Just find the sensation in this pose that's right at your edge. And then on your inhalation, reach your right arm up to the sky, twisting torso toward thigh, broad across the collarbones, and then play with the idea of straightening the right leg. Ooh, landing in revolved triangle. How did we do that so early in a practice? Nobody knows. Reach up, turn your torso even more, press into that left hand, push it toward the left a little bit more. Yeah, our back heel is off the ground, so it's not quite traditional, but it's a little more forgiving to have that back heel off the ground for this pose. Reaching up through the right arm, easy does it. Check in with your right shoulder and make sure you're listening to what's happening there. No forcing. Maybe peek up at it and see that it's coming right out of its shoulder insertion. Then on your exhalation, sweep your right hand to your heart, just to touch your heart. So let the elbow still point straight up, same direction. Notice if that changes what's happening in the legs. Inhale, reach your right arm back up. Root into both feet, and then exhale, right hand to just tap the heart. One more time, extend. And then float the right hand to the ground. From here, step back to plank. All right, we're gonna turn it up a little bit. On your exhalation, shift forward, lower half and pause. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, lower half and pause. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, lower half. And rise back up into plank pose. 3 little push-ups. Now push back in the hands so we can stretch out those calves again. Shift forward into plank with the left foot off the ground. And sail it up into the sky. Root into both hands. Sink that right heel. Big stretch for the right leg. Letting go of all the way to the head, releasing tension in the neck and the shoulders and the mind. One more breath here. Exhale, sweep that left foot up between the hands. Rooting the left foot into the ground. Find your edge in this simple pose, this lunge. Looking down at your left foot for a moment, pick up your toes, spread the toes wide, and then see if you can plant the pinky toe, the next toe, next toe, next toe, big toe, all in a succession. Now pull the mat back towards you, look for your edge. Find some sensation here. It's all on you to turn up the volume to find your edge inside every pose. So it's like when you're a kid and you're going to school and you're like, school's boring, school's stupid. Well, the truth is it's not boring or stupid if you are in charge of your learning, if you're in charge of your experience, just like in every pose, right? So you can make it exciting or interesting if you allow yourself to become curious instead of annoyed. Root your right hand into the ground, float that left hand up to the sky, turn your torso toward the thigh. Lengthen now from the back heel through the crown. Root again into that left foot. Sometimes your left knee will want to roll out to the side a little, so really stamp into the big toe mound. Peek up at your left hand, make sure it's floating right out of its insertion at the shoulder, not leaning back too much forward. Just try to get it in alignment. One more breath here, lengthen the neck. Then exhale, just the fingertips to touch the heart. Just notice if that changes anything in the legs. It's interesting. Inhale, float it back up. Exhale, tap the heart. Inhale, open up. And exhale, left hand back to the earth. From here, step left foot back to plank pose. Roll your heels to the left, right hand to the sky. Yeah, bottom knee can be down if it needs to be. And then on your next exhalation, reach your right hand up and overhead. Make a long line from the rooting of the feet all the way through the right hand. Feel free to go deeper. Feel free to go shallower. It's your ocean. On the next exhale, turn your heart maybe more toward the ceiling. Still rooted in the left hand. Maybe your gaze turns up and you can roll that right shoulder back a little bit more like we played with on Tuesday. On an exhalation, right hand sweeps to the ground. Inhale, heels shift in the opposite direction. Left hand in the sky. Rooted right hand, rooted feet. Play with shifting that left hand up and overhead. Feel free to lift that left leg if you like, or bring the right knee to the ground. Whatever you need. Exhale, left hand to the ground. Plank pose. Let's have 3 push-ups at your own pace. I like them really slow for a challenge. So exhale, takes you low. Inhale, takes you high. Exhale, takes you low. Inhale, takes you high. One more. Okay, that's 4 for me. And then we'll shift right back into down dog. Releasing all the way to the head. On your exhalation, let's send. Well, okay, whichever leg you need to into the air so that when you plant it, you'll be facing me. How's that sound? So everybody's kind of pointing different ways. So reach whatever leg you need to, up into the sky, reach it forward, walk hands around to the long edge of the mat. And release the crown of your head toward the earth. Root into both feet. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. On your next exhalation, walk your hands over to the right. Big stretch for these adductors. Left adductors, bringing out the right hip crease, and then inhale over to the left. Breathe, lengthen, and back to center. Fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Heel and toe your feet just a little closer for some stability. And then on your next exhale, bend the knees a lot. You can rock your feet so that our toes move outward, heels move inward. We come into goddess legs. Keep your chest, your torso, or move them to parallel to the earth and lengthen through the crown. Sit your hips down as low as feels okay to you. You can rest your elbows on your thighs. Inhale. And begin to round the back to come up, slow motion. Maybe walking hands to thighs. And then open the arms. Goddess. Down deep. Inhale, rise, 5-pointed star. Exhale, sink. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Rock your feet if you need to adjust. Right forearm to right thigh, left arm reaches. Sink that left sits bone. Draw the left shoulder back. Notice if it helps to look up at it or not. Root the left sits bone a little bit more. It really wants to shift over to the right. See if you can help it out with some attention. And then on your inhalation, back into goddess. So our legs have been here for a while. How are they feeling? Just notice. It's interesting how you can get warm with stillness. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm up and over. Now notice where your right shoulder is. See if you can draw it back a little, maybe peek up at it to draw it back even more. Smooth out the breath. Now think about your right sits bone and sink it a little more because you almost all shift a little bit over toward the left. And then on your inhalation, we'll come back to center. Just 2 more breaths here. Inhale, rise. From here, left toes turn out toward the short edge of the mat. Right heel drops away. Find your warrior 2. Reaching out in both directions, rooting down in the feet. Soften your face. Soften your heart. Right hand sinks to the right thigh, left hand reaches up. And then maybe bring the left fingertips to the heart, left elbow points up. Tap into your intention. And tap into that sacred that we talked about on Tuesday. What feels sacred to you today? Anything? Maybe not. Maybe just notice if it's already there. It's just all about the attention. Inhale, send that left hand up to the sky. Sink your right shoulder even more. Perhaps wrapping the right hand around the back side of the right thigh. And then on your exhalation, straighten the front leg. We'll cruise into, easy does it, triangle. Before we go all the way there, reach this left arm out as if it was on like a bar height table. Reach it way over. So exaggerate the entrance. Way over, way over, way over. And then think about where your left hip crease is and see if you can shift it back even more. Reach, 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 reach. Left hand comes down. I just remembered what we missed in the beginning. Don't worry, we'll get it, I promise. And smooth out the breath. Pausing your triangle, we'll pick up that little piece we missed in the beginning right here. Bring your right hand down toward your left hand, step your right foot in, bend your left knee a lot so you're back into a lunge. Root your right hand, sail the left hand up to the sky. You were hoping I'd forget. On your exhalation, begin to straighten the left leg. We're back in that revolved triangle. I promise to be human. And there's an example. Rooting down into both feet. Push the right hand toward the right smidge. Lengthen again through the crown. Breathe down into the belly. Maybe look up, maybe not. I kind of wish I'd forgotten. Revolved poses, wow. On your exhalation, we'll spin that left hand down and right heel is going to step in for pyramid pose. So we'll pour out over this front leg. Now we're all caught up. Releasing the crown of the head toward the earth. Shift your right hip slightly forward, left hip slightly back. Now see if you can peek down at your left foot, lift up the toes, spread them wide and set them back down. And then from here, walk your hands forward, sail your right leg up into the sky, standing splits. Maybe bring the left hand around the back of the left calf and press the torso to the thigh. Maybe wrap both hands, maybe not. Keep lifting from the front of that right thigh, nice and high. And then exhale, right foot back to the ground, lunge. Walking hands around to the long edge of the mat, side lunge to the left, or feel free to move into Skandasana if that's feeling good to you today. Rolling onto that right heel, sitting down on the left heel, and lifting your arms if you like. From here, we'll shift our way into center, releasing the crown of the head toward the earth. Halfway lift, heel and toe your feet a little bit closer, and then walk your hands up to your thighs, sink your hips once more. Shoulders squeeze together on the back, elbows point up, length from tail through crown, and then inhale, begin to peel up into goddess. It's gotten warm, huh? Inside and out. Rock your weight, inhale, rise up. Exhale, float down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. One more time. Rock your weight, find your edge, take a pause. One more time, 5-pointed star. Turn the right toes toward the short edge of the mat. Let your left heel drop away. Gaze over your right fingertips and find warrior two. Broad fingertips of the right hand, fingertips of the left hand. Yeah, good job all the way around the room. Check in with your right thigh and see if you can find a little bit more depth. Maybe you can bring it a little more towards parallel to the earth. Maybe not. Now we'll cruise into triangle pose in that super slow motion. Straighten the right knee. And then we're going to lengthen through the crown at first. Oh, we skipped something. Bend the right knee again. Woo. Second COVID shot brain. Left hand down to left thigh. Right hand straight up. Reach, reach, reach. Find your edge. Wrap the left hand around the back of the left thigh. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe sink a little lower. Gently, right hand float to tap the heart. Right elbow points upward. Still, tap into the sacred. What is sacred to you? All the decisions, all the snowflakes. What is it? All of it, maybe. See if you can tap into that. Then inhale, send the right hand up, offering that recognition, that attention. Now that we've created this nice long right side body, straighten the right leg, root into both feet, and then we'll begin to slow motion, pausing at that bar height, and I know you all know what bar height is. Reach out through the right hand, way over, way over, way over, way over. So we're really just shifting, almost as if our arms are a pole. We're just gonna stay flat there. Reach, 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 reach. And then as soon as we can't go any farther that way, shift your right hip back slightly. Might be a millimeter, and then begin to draw the right hand toward the earth, left hand toward the sky. Whew. Triangle. The fact that you set this time apart for yoga is sacred. The benefits to your body and mind and spirit in this simple hour are huge. There's like reams and reams and reams of research. So that could be plenty for today of the sacred. But maybe it can spill over and help you see it every place else. So from inside of your triangle pose, begin to tuck that right hip under just a little bit more. Roll the left thigh open just a little bit more. And then as you exhale, spin that left hand to the earth. We'll step the left foot in for pyramid pose. Pouring out over the front leg, smoothing out the breath. Finding your edge. Look down at the right foot, lift your toes, spread them out wide, and then see if you can drum down the pinky toe, the next toe, the next toe, the next toe, and the big toe, spreading them nice and wide. Foundation, your roots here. One more breath. And then sail that left leg up into the sky for standing splits. And again, maybe play with wrapping the right hand around the back of the right leg, or even just lifting a hand off the ground can be enough for balance some days. Play with pressing the hand in the back of that leg and lifting the left leg even more, even more, even more. On an exhalation, we'll sink the left foot back into the lunge. Hands walk around to the right side, big side lunge. Feel free to move into Skandasana if you like. We'll exhale into center. Release the crown of the head toward the earth. Wrap your hands towards your ankles or your calves or your thighs. Wherever your hands land is perfect. And wherever they are, attach and pull your heart toward this midline by bending your elbows slightly. Hands come to the ground and inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more time, halfway lift. Rooted hands, step or hop your feet to about 1.5 feet apart for garland pose. Rock your weight side to side. If another squat is more in your practice, choose that. From here, palms come together. If you're coming to the full expression, elbows tap the inside of the knees. And we begin to continue that rocking in the feet so we can find our edge. Elbows press outward as we arrive in the squat. Then think about it, in the expression of the pose, how much it wants us to round forward just to stay here. See if we can't lengthen through the crown, press the shoulders back, and sit down deep in garland pose. Breathe in. Super deep breath. Breathe out. One more here. Hands come down, press the legs straight. And from here, release the crown of the head. Our feet are nice and wide still. We'll wrap our hands around behind the back, above the body. See if we can come into the forward fold with the arm stretch, the heart opener, releasing more and more the weight of the head, the shoulders. Stay rooted in the feet. And on an exhalation, play with the idea of bending your knees a little or a lot, and then coming up slow motion. Let the hands come to your sacrums. Keep them clasped. Slow motion. If that makes you dizzy, bring a hand to the forehead. If not, keep the hands clasped. And then roll the shoulders open even more. Look up, maybe, maybe not. And fold. Easy does it. Leave the left hand in the sky, right hand on the ground. Turn to the left. Listen to the left shoulder. Maybe rise up on your fingertips, make a little more space. Maybe soften your knees, make a little more space. Notice what happens if you arrive here with straight legs, bend your knees a good 3-4 inches, and then press down into the right hand, and maybe you'll be able to open your left shoulder a little bit more, maybe not. Palm faces to the side wall, away from your face. And then exhale, maybe play with straightening the legs a little bit more and see if you can keep that openness in the shoulder. Maybe not, that's okay. Listen to the body. Exhaling, sweep the left hand to the ground. Release the weight of the head. And then plant the left hand in center. Begin to peel the right hand up to the sky. Bend the knees 3 or 4 inches. Open, open, open across that right shoulder. Root into both feet and then play with straighten the legs. Breathe down into the belly. Tuck it toward the spine as you exhale. Next exhale, hand floats to the ground. Release the weight of your head. Walk your hands over toward the pool wall, short edge of your mat. Step back to plank. Right leg lifts off the ground. Maybe, maybe not. Still in plank pose, so shoulders, hips, and that left heel are all in one line. I used to go to the lumber store with my dad to pick out 2x4s for whatever project he was doing, and it was my job, or probably he gave me something to do so I wasn't a pain in the butt, to look down the boards to make sure that they were not warped. So check in with your plank right now. And then inhale, lift your right leg up into the sky. Woo, baby. Release the left heel toward the earth, big stretch there. Exhale, right knee toward right elbow in plank pose. Tap, pause. Inhale, send it right back up into the sky. Let's take that right knee over to the left elbow for a pause. Inhale it straight up into the sky. And then let's stay in down dog leg. So don't move your chest, but just draw the right knee towards your chest. So still a triangle shape from arms to legs. Shift that right ankle up on top of the left knee. Figure 4. And allow a moment for the right thigh to decide how far back it feels okay about going. Press your torso back. And then begin to bend the left knee. Maybe bringing your right toes all the way to the earth. Tucking the toes, pressing the knee even more. See what that feels like. Maybe it feels more challenging keeping the toes off the ground. You decide. On an inhalation, straighten the left leg. Sink the left heel. And then re-bend. Inhaling straight. Only one more of those. Bend. And easy does it straighten. Sail that right leg back up into the sky because you can. And then plant the right foot on the ground. Rock your weight side to side and walk your hands back to your feet. Releasing crown of the head, standing forward bend. Soften your knees a lot. Bring your torso to your thighs. Chair pose. Look down, we can still see our toes in front of our knees. Biceps are alongside ears maybe. Then exhale, hands to heart, staying in chair legs. Rock your weight a little side to side. Lift your right foot. Place the right ankle on top of the left knee. Maybe bring one hand to the knee, one hand to the foot. Maybe not. Maybe skip this all together. I'll again encourage that right thigh to drop back. And then inhale, take a hold of the left foot. Begin to stand, drawing the foot up into maybe the hip crease, maybe not. Find a focal point on the ground. Where you can keep your gaze. Let the thigh drop open, open, open. Maybe pointing the knee more and more toward the ground. Broad shoulders, long spine. One more breath. Then exhale, begin to bend that knee once more. Maybe, maybe, maybe. You can use your hands still connecting upper and lower bodies. Coming into a nice deep fold, really deep. See where your edge is. Keep that focal point on the ground. It might move a little closer. Find your edge. One more breath. Inhale, stand tall. Gently unwind. Stamp the right foot to the ground. Lift up gently, slow motion. Find a focal. Lift up the left leg and give it a big squeeze. It's worked really hard. That calf is singing a song. It sounds like heavy metal. Hug it in tight. Maybe flex the foot. Open the toes. Roll the shoulders back really tall. Still working your balance here. Maybe some ankle circles in both directions. And then from here, let's send that left foot back to the ground. Inhale, reach the, if you get any dizziness there, hand can come over the bridge of the nose and the forehead. And then inhale, arms down to go up. Exhale, reach the heart forward as you fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands walk forward into plank pose. From your plank pose, look down at your fingertips and remember gecko hands. I used to teach that a lot. Think about the tips of your fingers suctioning down into the earth. Fingers spread really wide. Head in line with spine. Lift that left foot off the ground. Remember that bored story? How bored were you? Flex your left foot a little bit, maybe point, flex and point. That leg still might need some extra love from all that standing work. Pausing here in your nice long plank pose. Nice long, straight plank, fit for one of my dad's construction projects. And then, when you're ready, sail that left foot up into the sky. Sink the right heel. Releasing the weight of your head. Sinking the right heel even more. Find your edge. Take a deep breath in to gather some energy for our knee taps. Exhale, left to left. Plank, right? So left knee to left elbow in plank. Pause. Inhaling, send it high. Left to right in plank. Pause. Super hard. This is the hardest one, I think. On your next inhalation, send it high. And into center, but keep down dog shape. Then left ankle comes above right knee. Press back. Think about that left thigh dropping back a little. Root into both hands. Begin to bend the right knee. Maybe bringing the toes all the way to the ground, the left toes. A little kickstand over there, maybe not. Just see if that helps in the stretch or not. Perhaps with the toes on the ground, it takes out the balance and you can push your torso back towards your thighs more. Perhaps not. You're going to straighten that right leg, press it back, and then begin to exhale, bend it again. Inhale, press it straight. Only one more, exhale, and inhale. Right, left leg high in the sky. Exhale, step it down next door to the right foot. And we bring our hands to walk back toward our feet. Standing forward bend. You need to give either of your legs some love taps with your fist. Feel free to do so. Release for one breath. Like. Tugging one knee and then the other. Just rocking your tail a little bit side to side. Release and release some more. And then fingertips tag the ground, and come up into chair pose. For a moment, let's press up into mountain pose. Float your hands to your heart in prayer. Check in with your intention. Rocking your weight a little side to side in the feet. Gathering in a nice deep breath. And a big exhale. Does it feel like work to find the sacred in everything? Or does it feel like freedom? Because maybe it's just a different word for you right now. So, when you're ready, exhale, chin toward chest. Sweep arms down to go up. We're going to take one more forward fold. Release with a big swan dive. So nice stretch as you come down. One more time to chair. Root into your right foot. Lift your left heel and then find your focal point first, then bring your left ankle above your right knee. One-legged chair. And if it feels good to you, sink your hands to your heart. Maybe take a hold of the foot and the knee. Keep that focal point. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen through the crown. Sitting down nice and deep. Finding your edge. Can you still keep that left hip crease level with the right one? Can you keep it from shooting backwards? On an inhalation, take a hold of the right foot with the right hand and or left foot with the right hand, sorry. And then begin to come up into this standing figure 4, or another version, some traditions call it tree. Use your hands in whatever way you need to for your balance. Hang out there for a breath or two. Broad shoulders, long spine. Let that left thigh drop back. And then when you're ready, begin to play with bending that left knee. Coming into a nice deep fold, sitting back. Maybe your focal point comes closer to you as you fold in. Easy does it. And then for God's sake, straighten your leg. Release that left leg to the ground, slow motion.
Is that right leg straight or bent?
It was straight, then it was bent a lot. And then we're back to standing tall. So whatever version you did, Ellen, I know felt good in your body. So I'm trusting you. It was bent. You could come to straight if you want to. And then we'll lift that right knee in for a squeeze, maybe some ankle circles. We're still in balance stuff, right? But trying to give that right leg a little bit of love. Whew. One screaming leg. Hi. On your next exhalation, we'll stamp it back to the ground. Inhale, arms down to go up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk hands forward to plank. From here, draw your knees to the mat. Turn to face this way in the center of the mat. Soles of the feet together. Wrap your hands around the front of the ankles. Elbows draw back, lift long through the crown. Shoulders sink. Press the feet together. Let the thighs become heavy. Exhale, begin to fold slightly. Elbows touch the front of the shins. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Remember your mandatory Shavasana, Ellen.
Okay.
I'm going to call you later to make sure you did it. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then coming up, send your left leg out straight. If you'd rather turn towards your mat, that's fine too. Flex your left foot, open the toes, lift your right foot and set it above your left knee. Now it can be anywhere along here. This is a version of half lotus. So yeah, if you like that on the mat, feel free to turn. Press your hands into the floor behind you to lengthen your spine. For many people, this knee's all the way to the ground. Not for this people. If I stay here for a long time, maybe. Roll your shoulders back, lengthen through the crown. Root down. And as you press into your hands and lengthen through the crown of your head, see if there isn't a little more sensation in that right thigh, hip crease. And then when you're ready, reach the arms up to the sky. We're going to take a fold over this leg. And if it's too much to have the leg on the thigh or the ankle on the thigh, feel free to place the foot on the floor on the inside of the thigh.
inhale, lean back. Press the hands into the floor, keeping that cross. Bring your left foot up toward the right. And this could feel terrible, so don't do it if it does. Just let it be for a moment. We're working towards fire log pose. Just let it be. So in fire log pose, the shins are directly stacked. They need to be bent a little bit more. That's okay. Try to keep this foot, right foot flexed. Sit tall. That can be a lot, that transition. So be gentle with you. Smooth out the breath. Yeah, or keep that other leg straight. 2 more breaths here. Shift back, lean back. Press your hands into the ground. Unwind both legs. Set the right foot on the ground. Bring the left foot up. It can be helpful to clear this ankle bone from the thigh. If it's pressing right in the middle of the thigh, that can be really uncomfortable. Hold on for a moment, just to square off, thinking about not torquing this ankle to one side. And then hands come behind. You can flex the right foot, open the toes as well for a little more anchoring. Lean back and see what that feels like. Totally different on this side to me. But remember how that hip joint is, this ball and socket. So it's got a lot of movement there. Be sure to move from the hip, not the knee. Or at least I expect that's where it's going to come from. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen again. And then inhale, arms up. Exhaling, fold.
Does it help to inhale fully? Exhale, tuck belly button towards spine and maybe encourage your head to come forward a little more? Or does that do nothing? Just notice. Does it help to, wherever you've planted your hands, slightly bend your elbows, even if it means pulling your hands a little closer? Maybe not. Just notice. Inhale, come up. And press your hands behind you once more. Bend the right knee, tuck the right foot up underneath, just like slightly higher. Wow. Just notice what's happening. And if it doesn't feel good, just back out of it. Exploring my way in here. Pretty wonky. Lengthen. Check in with your breath. See if you can rock your weight maybe just slightly side to side to explore where you can release a little more. Maybe press into the fingertips a little more, maybe to get a little longer in the spine. Roll your shoulders back, lengthen through the crown. On your next exhalation, lean back and unwind. And then cross your legs, just crisscross applesauce. Sit up tall. Turn your head a little side to side to loosen up. Thoughts about half lotus, let it go. And then whichever foot is in front, pick it up. And just place that heel on either the opposite thigh or even the shin. Just notice what it's like, but attempt to keep your ankle from twisting to the side. So just see what that's like. Maybe it goes up into the hip crease, maybe not. Maybe you can sit tall and be calm, maybe not. It can feel really good to have a block under this opposite knee. Keep flexing that top foot. Sit tall. Maybe walk your hands forward for a little fold. Maybe not. Inhale, walk yourself back up. Release that leg to the earth. Cross the legs in the opposite direction. Stay here, sitting tall, enjoying just a moment in silence. Or pick up that other foot, keeping the
ankle as if it's pressed into a wall rather than torquing it to the side, and either place it on the shin just to explore or up into the hip crease. Maybe, maybe not. And if you need to remember to keep that ankle from torquing, to press a hand into the foot and a foot and a hand into the knee, that can be helpful. And if that feels okay to let go, then let go. Press your hands into the ground, roll your shoulders back, sit tall. And then easy does it, fold. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's a really easy, tiny fold. Maybe it's deep. See what it's like for you. As you're ready, lengthen, fold, and then make your way to Shavasana. At your own pace. Covering your eyes, adding an extra layer of clothing, whatever it is that you need today. For a short Shavasana today. As we release the weight of our head, shoulders, hips, heels. Breathe in a deep breath, a sacred breath through the nose. Your lifeline. Press it all the way down into your feet so that it can nourish every cell of your body as you surrender now completely. On your next exhalation, see the weight of your body sinking deeper into the earth. And then as you inhale, feel a lightness enter the body. Exhale, sinking. Inhale, lightening. Exhale, heavy. Inhale, almost floating. Gently begin to bend your knees and plant the feet on the ground. Mindfully roll in this direction. Take a moment to enjoy one more breath here. Sacred, sacred breath. And then gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. So place both hands over your heart for a moment. Just drop in this idea of seeing the sacred in everything. Even the challenging stuff. Just become curious about that for a moment. then drop back into this thing we say at the end of every class. The divine in me bows to the divine in you. That's sacred connection. We've been missing a lot of connection this last year. So let that word today be sacred. As we bow our chin toward our chest, ease, eyes open, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Namaste.